Hey guys, what's up? Dax here. Today we are here with the Belgian Grand Prix here in Spa. And today we are starting on pole position after clinching pole by 300th of a second of our teammate Lewis Hamilton. Now, can we get this result in the bag? Can we go on to achieve a good result here in Belgium? I really hope so, because this is a really nice track. And I really hope we can have a good result this weekend. However, it will definitely be down to who switches to the right tyres first, and it will all down to all be down to the pace, obviously, during the race as well. So in the recent races, Mercedes really have pulled back on for example, the Red Bull cars, which haven't seemed to be dominating as much as they used to in this career mode. Now we're starting on pole. Lewis Hamilton second, Vettel third, with Fernando Alonso in fourth. Mark Webber, I think, standing about fifth as the lights have gone out and we are away, running down into turn one. We got Lewis Hamilton side by side with us now, dipping onto the apex here. Bit too much apex. Took a bit too slow through there. There's contact. There's cars all over the place down the back end of the field. Luckily, we're not down that back end of the field. We're up the front, going through our route for the first time of 11. I think this will be one of the shorter Grand Prix you'll see this year. Now going down the back straight, hopefully we've got a good setup, but doesn't look like we've got great gear ratios. I think this is I think it was a problem we had with last year in Season 1's career mode. I think we had some pretty bad gear ratios. Now, something I want to tell you guys is I'm thinking about doing a career mode, and I'm thinking about buying a racing wheel. Now, this wouldn't be for Season 3, this would be most likely for Season 4 if this all came together, but would you guys like to see a career mode with a wheel and maybe like a wheel cam and a pedal cam? I think that might be something interesting that most people haven't done, so it'd probably have to be on a lower difficulty, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I don't, people say, oh, go on legend, but is it really fun watching me come last, or is it more fun seeing me race against people? I think it's more fun seeing me race against people, so I think it would have to be on a lower difficulty if I got a wheel just to get used to it, but I'd probably up the difficulty throughout the year if I started doing better. It most likely be on the PS3, or maybe the PC, but I think PS3 would be the big thing I want to do. I want to get it on the PS3 if I got the wheel and everything set up. So obviously I've got a couple of ideas what I want in terms of a wheel and a setup in general, and I really think I can get that sort of series. I think it might be something that might be interesting to a lot of you guys, so let me know in the comment section down below whether you'd like to see a career mode like that with a wheel cam, so you can see the wheel, and also a foot camera where you can see the pedals. And I think that way you could help me throughout that season. You could help me improve, because I'm sure a lot of you people watching this, you guys watching this I should say, probably end up using your wheel most of the time as well. But I do know a lot of people use the pad on F1 2013, as is the reason for that is quite simple, is that, to be honest, I think the wheel isn't exactly the easiest thing to have on an F1 game, because it's not a simulator. F1, even though many people want it to be, it's never going to be a simulator, and I think it's just a bit harder to. I think it's harder to race with a wheel on this game than it is to race on a game like R Factor, in all honesty. Just because you just don't get the sort of feedback you get from games like R Factor or iRacing. So I think it's actually harder to use a wheel on games like this, just because it just doesn't feel as natural. But I'm thinking about doing some R Factor 2 as well. I've got some F1 2013 mods for that. Not code mods to F1 2013, just a mod someone's made of the 2013 cars for R Factor. Thinking about doing some videos on there. Ooh, we've touched the gravel there, and now we've got to use our curves to defend. Luckily Vettel goes to the side of the track we're on, so we'll just defend him off a little bit by moving to that left hand side. And now Sebastian Vettel is all over us. We're going to try and stop him into the bus stop chicane from getting the manoeuvre done over the curves. Is it going to be lap 5? Yes, it is lap 5 where the pit stops will take place. But I'm pretty excited for a career mode with the wheel, if I can get it all set up. If I can't, I'll just keep going with the pad. But career mode month will continue. I'm still trying to think about the final details. Now, I did say, I think in a previous episode, that I'd got a plan, but I think I've got a slightly better idea, but I don't know whether you guys would enjoy it or not. So I'm going to say this, but you've got to leave a comment down below whether you want to see this or not. And my idea is to possibly mix it up with other types of career mode, like probably not classic car career mode, but most likely co-op career mode, as my friend and I are going to sort out recording soon. You'll see some of that. I think in December as well. We're going to start that series. Going to start up in December. But let me know whether you'd like to see classic car career mode. I mean, I can sort of see in recent days that it just doesn't seem to get the response that it normally does. But you know, let me know whether you want to see classic car career mode anymore, because the first episode got a really good response, and as of recent, I'm not sure whether people are actually enjoying it or not. But you know, if you guys aren't enjoying the video, I don't want to keep uploading it, because obviously I want to upload videos that you guys enjoy. So yeah, always let me know if you're not enjoying a series. Ooh, Sebastian Vettel there, getting the manoeuvre done, and now we're sliding back through. Sliding back now. We're not gaining any time with Sebastian Vettel, but we can hopefully do a good job here, and possibly, yeah, look, you can see the slipstream is kind of working here. I mean, we're not right behind him, but we got quite a good slipstream there as we're running down to the bus stop chicane, as we'll be very tentative turning into the corner, and luckily hitting the apex on that corner there, but running a little bit wide. But who's got the DRS? I have the DRS now, running down to turn 1, but I think partly due to the AI being quite fast in a straight line, and also the fact he was in the slipstream meant that he could catch right up to the back of me there. Alonso sets the fastest lap of the race. I mean, I was on the fastest first sector, but I just completely messed it up in the middle sector. So let's hopefully have a better run through here now. Sebastian Vettel is right on us, and he's just going to breeze past with that DRS and the fast straight line speed of the AI, that we're going to be aggressive and outbrake him. That's a bit aggressive, yes, but I did want to go for the manoeuvre and make sure that I could regain the first position, as I don't want to be you know, because I know that AI are fast, so I don't want to be like sort of just pushed out of the way by the AI. I want to make sure that I can go for manoeuvres as well, like that one. I know it was aggressive, but hopefully, you know, I didn't take him out of the race. He's still right behind me, so I think that is just hard racing. Maybe not exactly fair, but it's definitely hard racing, and that is motorsport. At the end of the day, there are crashes, even though we don't want them to be. Oh, we went too deep into there, and Sebastian Vettel's going to be all over us. Now, can we make a bit of a gap here? Can we go for a manoeuvre? Lewis Hamilton looking for the manoeuvre on Sebastian Vettel through there. That was probably not going to work out for him, but he tried it anyway, and he just nearly got that position on Lewis Hamilton right there. Now braking into the bus stop chicane, hitting the apex there, the massive sausage curb that's on the inside of a lot of tracks nowadays. Now put the throttle down at the final corner and across the line. Only 2 tenths faster than expected there. I did want to go a bit faster than that through that lap, but hopefully up through our route we have built a little bit of a gap. Sebastian Vettel there in second position, and it seems like I've followed a bit of a different path, haven't I? Because you remember in F1 2012 career mode, I only ever did 2 seasons of career mode. But now I can look like I'm going to be doing 4, 5, whatever seasons of career mode, and it's going to be pretty fun to see what I can do in terms of that. But I'm looking forward to doing career mode month, whether that be Cup career in there as well. But I'm thinking I can probably just about, hopefully I'll be able to just about manage doing a career mode every single day. I mean, it's not an easy video to record, ending up being like 30 minutes to just record. A good 1.5 hours to render and compress the file, and then a good, I don't know, 2-3 hours to upload. So in general, you're seeing so about 4 or 5 hours of work goes into one of these videos, and you know, if my internet speed was better, that number would be a lot lower. But you know, my computer isn't bad, but it's obviously not the greatest in the world. There's definitely better computers around, but I don't, you know, I don't get given computers by my parents or whatever. I have to pay for my stuff, so yeah. I think maybe when the time comes, we'll probably get a better computer. But yeah, first things first, I've got to buy a car and all the stuff that comes with that. So yeah, so that's the first thing on my list. Into the pit lane we go. And I know it doesn't make pretty much any difference, but save a little bit, just a little bit of fuel. Put on the hard tyres. Sebastian Vettel, please don't jump us. Yeah, there we go. That was a thing in F1 2010 and 11, I think, that people just jumped, dude. It was so frustrating. That pit lane exit is hard to get right. Sutil there, going through, and if you haven't heard, in recent days I've actually got something to talk about. Just because Will Buxton tweeted this out yesterday. If you don't know who Will Buxton is, does the commentary on GP2, also GP3, and also F1 in America. I think it's NBC. But he's a very good commentator, and I think out of everybody that does like commentary on the F1, he's the person I believe most, because out of everyone, he seems to be the driver, not the driver, he seems to be the commentator that sort of most sort of talking to the drivers, and he knows some, you know, he's like a friend of the GP2 and GP3 drivers, so you know, he can sort of get insight from the paddock so much better than you know, someone like David Croft, who, you know, I don't want to be rude here, but I don't particularly like David Croft. It's, you know, David Croft, I think, worked well. He works well with Anthony Davidson as a commentator, but I don't think he works very well with Martin Brundle as a commentator. But that's just my personal opinion. Everyone has an opinion, a different opinion on that, so you can let me know what you think in the comment section below. But personally, I think that David Croft should either be partnered with Anthony Davidson for the race, or Martin Brundle should be partnered with David Coulthard during the race. And just personally, I think that's just the better lineup. But at the moment, you know, BBC, I go over there, it's not actually that bad. I mean, Ben Edwards does get quite happy over everything that happens during the race. But, you know, you've got to be exciting as a commentator, otherwise no one's going to end up listening. And, you know, I think that's part of the reason with my videos that I have still got to improve. I always look for improvements. I'm never like, yep, that's the best I can do. I'm always looking for improvements on how I can become a better video maker, commentator. You know, a couple of people saying that, what would you like to be a commentator in real life motorsport? And I think I have said in the past that I wouldn't, just because I don't think you know, I'm a pretty shy person, so I didn't think I'd, you know, be able to do it. But I would actually quite enjoy doing it. Probably not for something like Formula 1, because I'd probably end up making mistakes and people would laugh at me for it. But I wouldn't mind doing it for like club motorsport, you know, for example, like Formula Ford races and stuff like that. I'd quite enjoy it, actually. You know, work at somewhere like Brands Hatch and commentate there at the weekend. I think it would be really fun. And, you know, obviously commentary is not something that everyone can do. You know, it's a, you know, you got to. I know that sounds really stupid, but you got to enjoy listening to that person, and sometimes that just isn't the case. And I think sadly that's the reason why people sometimes, certain YouTube channels just don't ever grow, just because it's the way people talk. And I'm pretty lucky in the terms of the fact, I mean, you guys know that. Let me hit the gravel there. But you guys know that, you know, I'm not. I'm only 17, and luckily my voice isn't sort of very high pitched. So luckily in that aspect that you guys actually want to tune into my videos, because you know, you've got to realise on YouTube, people don't particularly want to listen to somebody with a higher pitched voice. I don't know why. I personally don't know why. I mean, I can listen to people with higher pitched voice and it doesn't really make any difference to me, but there are lots of people out there on the internet that don't want to see that, so that's unfortunate for a lot of people, especially younger people who are the most likely people to want to get into YouTube. That's just unfortunate the way it is, but you know, you got to deal with those sort of things, and maybe it's sometimes best waiting a couple of years, maybe just, you know, maybe just a couple of years of practice may be worth it, just to get used to commentary and all that. I mean, I know a lot of people that do YouTube, and you know, luckily for them that they, as I said, have a bit of a deeper voice. But you know, it's one of those things that, you know, it might be quite rude me saying that, but unfortunately that's the way YouTube is nowadays. That if you don't sound you know, if you don't sound like a particular person, or you don't sound like you should sound, that doesn't sound right at all. I didn't mean to say that. If you don't sound, let's just say, if you don't sound like an adult, even if you're young, then people don't end up watching it, which is really unfortunate. When I first started YouTube, I didn't have my voice wasn't like deep, so yeah, it's really not hard, really not easy, sorry, to start a YouTube channel, especially if you're younger. I mean, I started YouTube when I was 15, I think 15 or 16, so you know, I didn't start YouTube that long ago. Actually, I think it was 15. Honestly, can't remember. Oh damn it, we're in fast fuel mixture. I didn't realise that. We're going to run out of fuel here. But yeah, it's all about practice at the end of the day. You'll get someone to watch your videos, just be entertaining. A lot of people ask me, like, can you give me a shout out and all that sort of stuff. Shout outs don't help. They help you for a couple of hours whilst you gain maybe a couple of subs, but at the end of the day, you want to be, you know, recognised for having a channel that you have. You don't want to be recognised for, you know, getting a shout out from another channel. That's why I've always been, you know, wary about doing shout outs. You know, when I started up my first ever channel, I sort of just gave out shout outs to anyone, but nowadays you got, you know, ever since I started this channel, ever since I had 10 subscribers on this channel, I was wary about who I gave shout outs to, because unfortunately nowadays, it's just life, that people normally don't appreciate what you've actually done for them. So, you know, most of the time people just stab you in the back, and that's unfortunate, but that is YouTube once again. So guys, if you're watching this and if you're thinking about starting a channel, or if you've recently only started a channel, be wary about who you give your shout outs to, because somebody may stab you in the back, which is just unfortunate. That's how YouTube is, and you know, it's happened many times to me, but whatever, I've got to move on from that as well. So if it ever does happen, just move on, forget about that person. I mean, there are loads of people on YouTube that are only in it to start drama and all that sort of rubbish, but you know, that's just unfortunate as well. I don't know, I don't know how I've just randomly talked about this. I mean, it's probably down to this race not being the most exciting in the world, which I'm unfortunate about. Well, actually, unfortunate in a way that it's just been a good race. We've been doing quite good lap times. It's just been pretty good fun. Belgian Grand Prix, Monza next as well, which is a track we should do quite well at, but I don't know. We'll see how we do in Monza. I mean, I really am looking forward to Monza. I think that was the scene of my first ever victory on F1 2013 career mode. I think we did grab another one. Yeah, it was in Brazil, didn't we? We grabbed another one for Force India. But we're going to come up to the cross the line here with 2 laps to go. You can see as soon as I put it into that standard fuel mix that I really do lose quite a bit of time. Oh, corner cut. Whoops. I didn't actually mean to do that. Too much of the corner there. Anyway, but a couple of other things I want to talk about before I finish up this video is that career mode will continue for many months, but if it's starting to get a bit boring, I have got many alternatives to mix it up. So guys, I always really want you to, you know, give me feedback, let me know if I'm doing something wrong, because even when you've got, you know, without sounding a bit too cocky here, but when you've got like a slightly larger channel than most people, you can still make a huge amount of mistakes. And you know, if that ever happens, just let me know, and I will try and get around to fixing all the problems. I mean, there's nobody on YouTube that is perfect, even though people think there will be. They're never perfect in a way. They're always doing something slightly wrong. So you know, if I ever do something slightly wrong in a video, just let me know. Whether that be the audio levels or something, let me know. Yeah, overall, just let me know if anything ever happens with the videos, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen in the future. So yeah, overall, been a pretty good race here. 10 laps completed at the end of this one, and we're going to the final lap 11. This lap's actually been quite good, isn't it? Hamilton's down in 3rd, Vettel's up in there in 2nd. Um, Overall, this last stint has actually been very, very good, very enjoyable actually. It just seemed to be, I think it's because the orange sidewall tyres, we can lean on them so much better. We're a bit of a Mark Webber in terms of that. We can't really lean on the other tyres, so fortunate for us, these tyres, obviously the harder tyres, we can lean on them just a little bit more because obviously they're a bit more durable, and overall it just seems to be a bit better, these orange sidewalls tyres. And that's when, you know, in F1 2012 the grey sidewall tyres were just horrible, really horrible, but then in 2012 we also had really good tyres from the start, and we didn't really have failures and all that sort of rubbish which we have now this year, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this year I think that's probably part of the reason why my driving, you know, a couple of people critiquing my driving over the last couple of days, and I hold up my hand, I'm perfectly honest, I'm not as good a driver than I was in F1 2012. In F1 2012 I could actually, you know, stay within a second of some of the fastest guys on F1 2013 or 2012, sorry. You know, I could, you know, be within a second or a second and a half of, you know, people like Dan from my league, who's extremely fast. People like Codmaster or Jason F1 UK from my league. I could, you know, be within a second or a second and a half of them, and you know, this year I really can't. I really can't. It's really unfortunate. I'm like three and a half seconds off them, and you know, you don't just lose your ability on an F1 game. There's always some reason for losing your ability, and I think this year partly it's due to what am I trying to say here? Partly due to the tyres. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm slower in this game, which is unfortunate, but whatever, we'll work around it. Hopefully these career modes are still enjoyable for you guys as we're coming around the final couple of corners through the bus stop chicane up to the start finish line. We can see a car in the distance, but we set an equal fastest lap, I think, on that last lap. It was a full 51.9, pretty good. Enjoying the racing here at the moment, and you can see all the stuff on our tyres, all the marbles. Hamilton got second in the end there, got past Sebastian Vettel. Our fastest lap was very good there. I don't know what's happening with the AI, but whatever. That's that. There's the championship. Now 37 points behind Sebastian Vettel. Mark Webber really has dropped off in recent races, and is going to be under attack from Alonso very shortly. But yeah, there's your championship. I'll show you the bottom half as well. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's been Alex, I'm out of here. Goodbye.